Lake Scugog is one of the largest lakes in surface area within Kawartha Conservation's watershed. It supports many species of birds, fish, insects, mammals, and of course, people. In 2004, we realized that there were many environmental issues surrounding Lake Scugog that needed to be addressed. Many of those issues stemmed from indicators of poor water quality. We started by identifying areas of study that needed further exploration and monitoring. The results from the Lake Scugog Environmental Management Plan were published in a 2010 report that you can read on our website. From the first inception of the project in 2004, Kawartha Conservation has continued to monitor the lakes and its creeks for the last 20 years. The 2010 Lake Scugog Environmental Management Plan supported many future environmental initiatives, including the Water Fund, the 50 Million Tree Program, the Blue Canoe Program, the Port Perry Stormwater Management Plan, an increased database for drinking water source protection planning, and investigative upstream monitoring.
The first LSEMP aimed to characterize the lake and its watershed. It looked at a variety of topics including hydrology, water quality, terrestrial life, social economic value, and the history of Lake Scugog. And it took all those different components, classified them, and determined which were good, poor, or fair, and made recommendations to improve each component. Historically, Lake Scugog has undergone dramatic changes. In the 1830s, a dam was built in Lindsay, Ontario. The first dam brought the water level up to about 10 feet, and when the dam was destroyed and a second dam was built, the water level rose to about 4 feet, and thus the shape of the lake was fundamentally changed. Lake Scugog is a large lake that the public has access to. Members of the public come to Lake Scugog to fish, to swim, to live. And it provides drinking water to over 10,000 people. So what are we monitoring? We're monitoring the phosphorus, the temperature, the nitrogen, the chloride and other salts, and the water clarity. All of these are measured parameters that affect water quality.
And the bigger question is, what do these 20 years of data tell us? Overall, we've noticed a general increase in median annual phosphorus, nitrogen, and chloride.
For measured phosphorus, we've observed the median annual concentration has increased, with 5 of the 7 monitored tributaries exceeding the provincial water quality objectives. These 5 are Lane River, Lower East Cross Creek, an unnamed tributary on Highway 7A, the upper Nonquan River, and Cockers Creek. For measured nitrogen, we've observed the median annual concentrations have increased in most tributaries, with Fingerboard Creek showing the steepest increase. We have also observed an increase in water clarity in the western basin, while there has been little change in the eastern basin. Additionally, we observed that Cockers Creek had a significant higher median annual concentration of chloride compared to other Lake Scugog tributaries.
Okay, so we're at Cockers Creek today, and Cockers Creek is one of the bigger creeks that is within the Lake Scugog watershed, and it does run through a bit of urban area. So as you can see behind me, the creek is quite full. We've had a lot of rain over the last overnight and day, so you can see a lot of runoff in the creek. So you can see all the sediment that's run off into the creek from surrounding areas. There's a lot of agriculture as well as roads, and that sediment actually ends up in Lake Scugog or settling out within the creek. So certain times of year that can cause issues with, let's say, fish spawning, as sediment can cover up eggs where they're spawning. We can tell throughout the year as we take samples monthly whether or not this creek is being influenced by a lot of essentially sedimentation from the land use around it, which can contribute to increasing the temperature, but it also can tell the impacts that the sediment may have on the water quality or the wildlife that live within the creek.
Now that our activities have developed significantly over these past 20 years, we now feel it's time to assess if what we are doing is relevant or if new areas of concern need to be addressed. That's where the consultation component came in. We hosted a survey, spoke with the public, and met with stakeholders to learn what their concerns were. In our survey results, we saw that most people listed water quality within their top 3 most important concerns. Of course, the best way to work towards better water quality is by funding stewardship programs.
The team has accomplished hundreds of public and private land stewardship projects in line with recommendations from the first Lake Scugog Environmental Management Plan. One of our most impactful programs is the Scugog Water Fund, a landowner grant program that has awarded over $550,000 for stewardship projects. Projects range from farm sustainability, waterfront naturalization, erosion control, tree planting, and upgrades to septic and well systems. These grants have resulted in over $1.8 million in project value since 2007. This successful Scugog project inspired the Kawartha Water Fund, which has been available for landowners and community organizations in Kawartha Lakes since 2019. Together, the Water Fund program has funded over $830,000 for water quality improvement projects surrounding Lake Scugog and the greater Kawartha watershed.
These high levels of contaminants found in Lake Scugog streams and rivers, like Cockers Creek, are a reflection of changes in land use within the past 20 years. As a headwater lake, Lake Scugog gets most of its water from its streams and rivers, and so they have a massive influence on the lake's health.
And ideally, we like to continue monitoring this to get an even longer data set, which should tell us even more about potential ways that we can improve water quality.
Only by working together can we change our environment for the better. We live here. We work here. We spend lots of time with our loved ones here. We love this lake. Let's work together to keep protecting this lake and its tributaries for years to come.